Okay, so Netflix live action Avatar The Last Airbender wasn't as good as we would liked it to have been. But it was still way better than the M. Night Shyamalan live action adaptation. And they were greenlit for a season 2 and a season 3 to wrap it all up. But based on how they did season 1, I'm not sure if I want a second or third season from them. Unless they decide to revamp the entire way they're going to tell their story, I just don't think their tone is right for Avatar. Regardless if it's live action doesn't mean it needs to be gritty like reality. I think they need to be similar to how Netflix did their live action One Piece series. Because at least they knew it wouldn't drive fans away by making the show goofy, like as if it was the anime. Because that's what Avatar does so well with its story, with balancing the serious and epic stuff with the goofier, lighthearted stuff. To make a nice juggling of entertainment for the audience to watch and to enjoy. The actors this time around need to be way laid back and actually have fun instead of talking about it. And not everything needs to be explained or exposited. Most of the people who are going to be watching season 2 and season 3, just like season 1, are coming from the cartoon show. So they already know most of the lore. And if you're trying to explain it for new fans, then make the explanation short, simple, and sweet, while also conveying thoughts and ideas with emotion instead. I heard they wanted to make the series like Game of Thrones, but the story of Avatar The Last Airbender isn't made for Game of Thrones audiences. But in the end, that's the beauty of what makes the lore of Avatar so great. The idea that there have been past avatars, so any type of story you want to tell, you can go in the history books, in the novels, in the comics, in the show, in the wiki, and find an avatar that fits your narrative. Aang's character is too lighthearted for an adult tone, deadly serious storytelling. But you know who isn't? Avatar Kyoshi. Since Avatar Kyoshi was the Avatar during a warring era, of course she would be more bloodthirsty. Of course she would be more serious. Of course she would be willing to make adult decisions, even if that means sacrificing the few for the many. Because that's exactly what she told Aang to do when he had asked her what he should do with Ozai. She was like, hey, you're the Avatar. You're gonna have to clip that phoenix wings so that the world can sing your praises. LOL, and by that I mean she said, hey, I don't go to kill people as my first thought, but if a person needs to be dropped, then they need to be dropped if that means the world is going to be better for it. But yeah, even though Kyoshi was a hardcore warrior, she still was a kind-hearted person. She still had trials and tribulations like every Avatar does. And even though I didn't agree with what she told Aang to do in the Netflix live-action series, nor did I agree with what she told Aang to do in the cartoon, I still prefer the cartoon version of Kyoshi and the novel version compared to what the Netflix portrayed her as. Because they just made her a brutal force for Aang to try and get wisdom from, when in actuality, it should have just been Roku the way it was in the cartoon. But hey, that's just my own biasy. But if the Netflix live-action Avatar team wanted to tell a more grittier, hardcore adult story, they should have just focused on Kyoshi's story, the rise of Kyoshi. They could have just created an Avatar The Last Airbender live-action series for Kyoshi and made it a complete adaptation of the novel series. And fans would have gone crazy. It may not have gained as much recognition as a live-action Avatar The Last Airbender show, but it still would have been connected to it. Word of it would have spread like wildfire, and trust me, you would have done so much better with the fan base. More of the fan base would have enjoyed it and liked it more, and would have preferred your take on it, because it would have matched Kyoshi's story so well. It would have been the perfect tone for her. But hey, that's just me saying it. Maybe there are fans who enjoyed your take and are still looking forward to a season 2 and season 3 of your version of Avatar The Last Airbender. But I'm just saying, yo, if season 2 does as bad as season 1 and trying to win the fans over, then just stop doing it. You know, don't go for a season 3. Instead, do a spin-off series of a live-action Kyoshi series, and trust me, with your tone, the way you tell your story, it will fit Kyoshi to a T. And bro, I would look forward to it. I would love watching Kyoshi go all supreme boss queen warrior on a bunch of fools. Plus, there would be a bunch of characters you could introduce that, hey, we may not get in animated form, but at least we'll get in some, you know, visual media format that would still just be awesome, honestly. But you tell me if you agree with my thoughts. This was just me spitting it out, you know, just rambling about how a live-action Kyoshi series would be awesome. Comment down your thoughts, ring that notification bell, and like, share, subscribe, and follow. Thank you for watching the video. Stay great.